Nothing like playoff hockey. The drama of the moment. You just experienced it. It's a 2-2 game, late second. And this goal for Colorado put them back in front. Logan O'Connor in a game where Dallas had the lead for a minute, and that's as long as they've led in this entire series, and now they trail 3-2. Less than 10 to go in the third. Evgeny Dadonov there from the Wyatt Johnston pass, the shot on net. Mackenzie Blackwood was able to keep it out in front for a moment, but only for so long. And then this is the moment just moments ago. Colin Blackwell, his shot turned aside, and it just sat there with no one able to clear it or put it back on net until Blackwell knocks it home. His first career overtime goal, his second career playoff goal, and a had-to-have-it moment. A win for a Stars team who is riding an 8-game winless streak dating back to the regular season. Their first win since April the 3rd against Nashville. First overtime win since March the 22nd. Remarkable moment there. We will get back to Dallas in a bit. We hope to visit with Blackwell, the hero. As for the best thing I saw today, overtime goals, yeah, not far from where we are. Let's go to this entire highlight as the Caps and Montreal get their series started. Guess who? Handsome Tom to Ovechkin, the grade 8. His 29th power play goal ties Mario Lemieux, the big guy, 7th all time. Caps lead 1-0. Into the second, Anthony Beauvillier, the handy mitts in front. Ovechkin just fires it on net. High stick. Montreal did not challenge, and the Caps lead 2-0. Canadiens got a power play goal to get to within one, and then Nick Suzuki is there to hammer home a rebound. Logan Thompson and the entire Caps team's pretty much out of position. The net is just wide open, and that 2-goal lead the Caps had is gone into overtime. 46th overtime playoff game, and Alex Ovechkin has never had an overtime playoff goal. That didn't last for more than about 2.5 minutes. Beauvillier in front. Ovechkin, first ever overtime playoff winner, and his year of just outrageous sellies continues. Rock the red. The hand-eye. Here's Sean McDonough's call of the game winner.
The puck is free, and a great chance for Beauvillier. Ovechkin scores! Now he has that playoff overtime goal. What else can he do?
Had to have it moment. Ovechkin scored the first and the last of this game. And the accolades continue to pile up for Ovechkin. Couple of goals and an assist. He accounts for all 3 of Washington's goals. The oldest skater in Stanley Cup playoff history to factor on all of his team's goals in a game with a minimum of 3 goals scored. Speaking of overtime winners, Colin Blackwell has thrown on the headset. Hey, Colin, it's Scott Van Pelt here in the nation's capital doing SportsCenter, man. Congratulations. There was an amazing shot of you and the darkness in the tunnel, and it looked like a combination of exhaustion and the moment landing kind of in your lap. How do you describe what that game winner was like for you?
Yeah, definitely pretty relieved. I don't know how some of these D-men play 30 minutes a night. That was hard, fast-paced hockey, and it was a lot of fun. Just happy to be on the right side of things tonight.
Colin, in basketball, when a shooter puts a shot up, he knows or she knows if it's in or it's not. And then sometimes they know where the rebound's coming. That puck is sitting there seemingly forever, and you're able to get to it. What are those seconds like? You got to feel like an hour to try to get to that puck.
Yeah, I cut to the middle, and somebody was going to the net, and I had a good look at it. I thought I probably had a good chance on the first one, and then the guy was covering me, ended up maybe thought the rebound was spraying to the corner, and it ended up just sitting right out in front. And I realized that he didn't stop, so I just hit the brakes and kind of went right to the front of the net because nobody was there and the puck was just laying there. So it was a gratuitous bounce, and I'll take that any day of the week.
Hell yeah, especially in a series where you lose home ice right out of the gates. We know you guys are banged up, and it's been a bit of a struggle of late. You can't fake desperation, and I don't love hyperbole, but, like, how do you best describe this win that you guys have to have? I mean, that's got to be a sense of desperation that's real.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think towards the end of the season there, what did we lose 7 in a row? So not playing necessarily our best hockey going into the playoffs. And first game we lost, but, come playoffs, you just got to be the most desperate team usually wins every single night. And I think, our guys showed a lot of heart there, definitely in the third period when we gave up a goal late in the second period. And then, kind of put the brakes on, put the work boots on and go to work on that penalty kill in the third, end of the second and the third, and kind of set the tone for the rest of the third period. And then that big goal in the third to kind of tie it up to send us to overtime. And, we were just playing the game the right way, putting pucks behind their D and finishing them every single time we can. And that was the formula, especially going into overtime, knowing that, we just keep putting pucks to the right areas, that something's going to bounce our way.
Well, it did, and the pace in overtime was astounding. We can tell you're still trying to catch your breath. I'll let you get back to the room with the boys to celebrate, Colin. Congrats on an overtime winner for the first time ever. Came at a great time. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. Oilers are trailing 5-3, empty net, and they are able to get one more as McDavid finds Zach Hyman. And it was 4-0 at one point, right? Now it's 5-4. So the net clearly, obviously, still empty. Guess who? McDavid. And it's 5-5. So incredible heart, incredible comeback from Edmonton. But this game's not over. Or is it? The Kings, it's sort of a floater. Sort of a knuckleball, if you will.
Change up.
It is. It looks not the fastball. They're not there. And the Kings, remarkable victory. PK Subban joins me. Hey, PK and Scott Van Pelt, look, we can script a lot, and I'm just going to have to ask you because I was on TV, so I don't know. You're watching that Kings-Oilers game. How do you describe what happened, the mayhem over the course of the last 30 minutes of real time and game time?
Unbelievable. LA Kings come in, obviously ticked off from the past couple of years of being outed by the Edmonton Oilers, have a great start, put themselves in the driver's seat, go up 4-0, and forget that they've been one of the best defensive teams in the league. But, outside of that, the main job is they got to contain Connor McDavid. You can't shut him down, and they weren't able to contain him. His first 2 assists in this game were highlight reel assists. The power, the edge work that he showed against Gavrikov. Kopitar has been one of the best two-way players in the game. Connor McDavid showed once again today why he's the greatest player in the game, but it wasn't good enough. LA found a way to get it done. Deneau, they stuck with the plan. Big win for LA. Huge win for them.
When you climb the mountain, PK, it's the it's the story of Sisyphus, right? You push the rock up the hill and then it rolls back down. I mean, there's no moral victories in playoff hockey, is there? I mean, great that you tie it, but you lose anyway. Well, what happens in that Edmonton room now?
Well, what's scary is that Connor McDavid can do this on any given night, and he can do this every night. I just believe that there's something going on with the LA Kings this year. I like the pickups, Kuzmenko, and obviously Quentin Byfield, his development, Kevin Fiala, obviously getting Drew Doughty back, who's a veteran defenseman, but their goaltender, Kemper. I know the last 30 minutes weren't great for him, but they're relying on him to be the guy. So I think it's going to be very, very difficult for the Edmonton Oilers to beat the LA Kings in a 7-game series. But when you got the best player in the world, best player probably in our generation, maybe the most skilled and talented player of all time on your team, anything's possible. And we saw what he's done in the finals, but he's doing it again. An unbelievable game for Connor McDavid.
PK, speaking of great players, generational players, the all-time leading scorer in the history of this game, who's had an amazing season. And Ovechkin starts the scoring, and then he's never had an overtime winner in a game I felt like they had to have Not great momentum entering the playoffs. They not like the Stars, but they had not played well. For them to win and for him to get it, how significant?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge for Washington because I got to be real. The second half of that third period, most of the third leading into overtime, it was all Montreal. Washington was dead in the water. They had nothing going on. And then in overtime, they looked to their captain. And Bolivier makes a great pass, but he bats this out of the air. Scott, watch this. He bats that out of the air. And what amazes me about Alex Ovechkin, I mean, another 2 goals in this game, an assist, unbelievable performance. But he just continues to redefine his greatness, not just in hockey, but in all of sports. 39 years old, unbelievable, pulling his team through that game, a tough game. And, you know, Washington learned a valuable lesson. You cannot take your foot off the gas against that Montreal Canadiens team, and I don't think they will after tonight.
No, you had it spot on. Montreal was so much better in the third, and Washington, a bit of magic from Ovechkin. And I want to close with a quick one on Dallas. PK, they've led for a minute in almost 80 minutes of hockey, right? But the series is tied. We know the way the season ended. We know that they're banged up. Can they, I mean, down 2-0, you're toast. But can this victory, as unlikely as it might have been, be enough to kind of propel them with some belief and momentum to Denver for Wednesday's game?
Well, let's talk about one thing. They knew coming into this series that they were going to be missing their top goal scorer and their best defenseman. So they rallied around that. They knew coming into this series they were going to have to be next man up, that type of mentality. Colin Blackwell played the least amount of time out of anybody on Dallas tonight, and he scores the biggest goal of their season. So it's that type of mentality. They're pesky, they're scrappy. It doesn't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter where the momentum is in the game. They want to come out and make sure it's all about the next shift. Guy gets hurt, next man up. And Pete DeBoer is a great coach. This is a well-coached group with experience. Hats off to that team. But anything's possible. They have the depth in that room to get it done. No question.
What an incredible night of Stanley Cup playoff hockey.
Awesome.
We're just getting started, man. These series are just getting underway. PK, I appreciate it. Look forward to doing it again soon.
No problem. And I look forward to more Congo lines, too, in the studio. So get ready for that.
Well, if we had double overtime, I was going to bank on you carrying us through into the 2 o'clock Eastern hour. See you, PK.